My name is John Bennet. My Haida name is Tahayghen. I have been interested in boat building my whole life. My dad was a boat builder, and he built a few boats and repaired a few and extended some. So from a very young age, I had the opportunity to go to the boat sheds and watch them work. Not only my dad, but all the others that were working on the boats. And from watching, I learned a lot. And like I said, I was always interested in it. And even from a very young age, I could probably draw every piece of a boat out, like from the bow stem to the stern. And the early boat building down here was quite a task. It was something that the whole family had to be engaged in. They all had to work together to do this, and it was a lot of work. There was no electricity down here until I think my wife said December of 1964. So when they were building these boats, there was no power down here. And the earlier ones, it was all hand power. The thousands of years that they built these canoes, they knew exactly how these bottoms of these canoes had to be ocean going, and they knew how to shape it. They knew where to make the widest point on the canoe. They knew what was the optimal beam, the width to the length on the water line. Like, they knew all this stuff already. It's unfortunate, really. I think we've lost so much of our culture and our identity and and our language and everything as a result of residential school. A lot of this stuff was never talked about. And, unless you are absolutely interested in it. And so when it comes to canoe making and canoe building and stuff like that, there's fragments of stories here and there. And you kind of piece them together, you can kind of get an idea of how it was done. And I don't think anybody has all the answers. In fact, when I've made, I made 3 canoes. As you're working on them, it's almost like, it's in your genes almost, and you know what to do, even though you haven't been taught. And in fact, some of the stuff that I thought about, it kind of made sense to me, like, of what they were doing. Like, there was a lot of these canoe blanks left in the bush because of smallpox. They're working on a canoe, they come out, they get smallpox, they die. Nobody goes back, and these logs have been sitting there probably for 150 years. But when you look at it, you can see what they're doing and how they're shaping it. And some of them did them a little different than others. Like this half model that I made here, I kind of tried to duplicate what was done on a canoe that was up around Ferguson Bay there. It was off to the left there, and I went in there, and my daughter and I measured it all up, and I even took an instrument up there to check the elevation, the levels of it and that. And I came up with this kind of thing from it. I think boat building is just a transformation. We're going from building dugout canoes, like I said, the design of this is from a dugout canoe. So they took that shape, and all they did was they planked it. And when old man Wiley, Alec Wiley, was put on a course for lofting these boats, which is just drawing them out, he was amazed at how easily all the Haidas took and understood how to draw them out. And I'm doing a course right now, and they're all very good, you know. It's a lot of information to take in now. You got her now?
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to get the height now? You want to know how high this is. Now you gotta put this
Yeah.
bottom one.
Bottom one.
You know, these guys have built with adzes for generations, and they were absolute experts. What they would do is they would hold them up to a mirror. I don't know if you can see this, but as you rotate it, you can actually look at both sides of the model.
And then you have to write down which station line.
Oh, so the shear line's got to be between 24 and there.
This is past your stations, right?
Yes.
So like
Okay.
what you're looking for when you're planning.
And as far as teaching it goes, I think I'm happy to do that because, you know, I'm the last one that really knows anything about this stuff, and I'm pleased to see that there was a lot of interest in it, and I hope that we can continue. And I know they learned a lot that took me years to learn. So, you know, it was good, and I'm happy to pass on what knowledge I have.